Wow. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so very much. Last year, 2020, was when we unveiled the Trade with Africa framework. And having done the Trade with Africa Business Summit and the networks for a couple of years, several things kept coming right up. And that's why we came up with the framework. Everything you have experienced over the past 5 days, I'm including today, comes out of this framework. From our conversations with investors, they talk about needing enabling policies for business development, fiscal responsibilities on the part of the government, and that represents the roof. Because when we do everything we need to do, we still want to make sure these two things protect our investment. And that's why this platform is private sector led, but policy supported. And I hope that has been reflected both through the engagement of the US government as well as the African government. Because as private sector leaders, oftentimes we do need those two things to be in place. Current themes that also continues to emerge, and again, the design of this conference is based on this framework after doing this for a couple of years, because for me, it's systems improvements, it's all of that. Agriculture value chain, always something that keeps coming up that Africa has to develop, which is represented as a pillar of the house. We need to get that right. We need to get manufacturing, retail, and distribution right. It's the middle pillar because everything else has to support. It supports the entire house. When you get retail right, when you get manufacturing right, when you get distribution right, the economy starts really, really growing. Infrastructure development also is a key pillar. Like I shared, our speaker that was supposed to handle that, there was some health issues, but he's someone that we definitely want to bring back before the end of the year for one of our monthly engagements. Now, all of these pillars has to be supported through healthcare, human capacity development, education, enabling technology, trade, import, export, because there are technologies, just like Dr. Nimrod shared with us. There's some technological know-hows that has to come from outside Africa, and there are some things Africa has to export. So trade is also something we all need to be better at. And today, I think Africa is better positioned to do it better, faster, and cheaper because we can learn from other economies that has done this so well. Now, at Nazaru, when I set out to come into the space and learn what was going on and see how we could help, what we've now done is to organize our services into 4 buckets. Over the past 5 days, you've experienced the trade and investment events bucket or pillar, but we do also support trade facilitation. We support market entry through consulting, and then we also train. These 4 pillars came out of the need of what we've seen as the need of the community, that we need to empower them with strong networks. We need to empower our community with training, with policy, with trade facilitation. So this is what we now do. Our goal ultimately is to help our members and our clients to win in the global market. Like Ms. Vera shared, it's not a straight line. And I like to say it's not easy, but we want to make it easier. If it took somebody 5 years or 10 years, like Scott shared, we can actually learn from him and learn from him. And then hopefully our own journey and the journey of the next generation will be better. There's a huge knowledge base we continue to build on the platform as well. So next steps, quickly, I'll run through this quickly. My encouragement to you is stay in a community. I hope you've heard that theme over and over again. Entrepreneurship, international trade is not a one-man show. We encourage you to find a community that believes in you, like ours. The platform is there. It's been active for 2 years. One thing we've done differently over the last 2 weeks is to open it up. That's a decision I'm having to make because so many more people need this opportunity. But we also have 2 categories of upgrades, which I'll share shortly. Our goal is to connect our community members to resources. So the resources we've shared on this platform is just to highlight some of the partnerships we continue to establish with cities, with government, all of that. I know sometimes it's an overkill, but I say the goals of our community members, we have lofty goals. We want to do big things. We want to go to places. As such, the resources we have to bring into the community has to reflect those ambition, the great ambition that we have. So Nazaru, hopefully people realize and see that our work and our ambition and the work we've put behind it reflects the ambition that we have. I say to people in private, if you want to build a skyscraper, make sure you dig deeper and the foundation you build can hold your goals. I encourage you all to connect with members, connect with one another, because we only do business with people we know, like, and trust. So start that conversation. And the day you start that conversation is not the day you start pitching, really. We all need to be more savvy in pitching and engaging and introduction and sharing who we are. So update your profile and get to know one another. I train, we coach, we guide, all to help you win. We share best practices, we share market insights. Some of you have seen, our content. We have thousands of people that follow our work. Also, there's an ebook that will be launched in a couple of months that is going to guide you on how to source and engage with Africa. Our goal is to continue to develop winning models, frameworks, learn from you what's working. Because for everything that everyone is doing today, just know that there are thousands more people that is coming behind us. How do we create best practices, models, and frameworks that the next generation, hopefully it doesn't take us 40 years to get to where, it doesn't take 20 years. Hopefully we can help them speed up this process. So I encourage you to please share success stories on the platform with myself, testimonials, because there are so many more people that need to know what's going on. Within our engagement with policy leaders, we do support them in trade promotion, investment promotion, because of the platforms that we have. Again, trade facilitation is one of those things. Now, if you've been on the platform, you've probably seen two layers. Before this event, this year event, this platform has existed for 2 years. But for you to participate, it had to be 2 buckets. But now we've opened it up. But a lot of the resources that we offer is based on 2 premium membership, professional membership and premium membership. And again, every single month we meet, we coach for those members, because I said it's a long journey. It's a long journey, and hopefully Nazaru becomes a go-to resource for people who want to go all the way, and we want to support you, we want to guide you again so that you can win. I have a class coming up, because again, it's not enough to just hear what those opportunities are. We need to teach people how to tap into those opportunities and to keep moving. And in a way, I'm stopping now. In a way, sometimes I say, one of the responsibilities I've taken on is to push people off the cliff, and hopefully you can walk your wings, right? So classes coming up in a couple of weeks around export development, business development, because for us to actually do all of these things, you saw the resources that Bill shared, right? You saw the Prosper Africa resources. These are game changers, but at the end of the day, you also have to make sure you strengthen your capacity to be able to leverage and be ready to take advantage of all of these resources. So that's what we're about. And I thank you all again. It has been an absolute honor to help bring this resource to the room as well. And so it's a wrap for this year, but the work continues, right? The work continues for us. Every other day that we're not doing this, we're meeting every month, we're doing classes, 5-week classes, teaching, SME trade facilitation training, and you can find those resources. Non-members can definitely just go ahead and procure those resources. But as a premium member, it's heavily subsidized for you. You pay that premium membership, and then you have access to all our courses, all our private rooms, all our engagements, events, and all of that. So thank you again. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I want to open the floor. Again, it's officially closed. You're allowed to stay if you want to speak, if you want to talk, but don't say Toyin kept you kept you back. This is now free form. We've officially closed, but this is free form. Questions, comments, and I see a hand raised. Miss Abrafi, you have the floor. You can unmute and just share. So this is free form now. We can now let loose and just